Hello, we're here in Orlando, Florida. This is pretty much the downtown party central of it. We're right next to the wheel at Icon Park. Orlando's known for Universal, it's known for Disney World. We're not gonna show you that. You've already seen that. Let's look at the city itself. Let's check it out. All right, we're going to buy a ticket to the wheel. Formerly known as the Orlando Eye. There's a lot of stuff to buy here. Let's see how much it costs. As you can see behind me, there's the wheel at Icon Park. Formerly known as.
We just went on it.
We don't even say that.
We would have included.
Formerly known as the Orlando Eye. Oh fuck, I left my... Oh, I had a lot of facts that we could have said it. So here at Icon Park, you have a lot of attractions, a lot of family stuff. Everything is really expensive. Even the carousel ride is like $5. But we didn't want to do the Orlando Eye. I've already done it before. Lane didn't want to do it enough for me to do it again. Because I didn't want to do it again, honestly. If Lane would have said, no, we got to do this, I would have said, okay, we'll do it. But he didn't want it enough. But it's like $30 to go on the Orlando Eye, which I think is a ripoff.
All right,
they do this to
me. I really want it now.
No. They do this to rip off tourists. Literally everything here is just take tourists, take their money, and put it in their own pockets. Which I know a lot of people have fun here with their families, but I would say Orlando is probably my least favorite city in Florida. If I'm gonna, I mean so far. Least favorite so far. What do you think? It's a very touristy place. I'm a Florida native. I don't like touristy stuff really.
Yeah, I think if you're coming to Orlando, you're coming to go to a theme park, and it's the best place in the world for that, honestly. It really is, probably. So I definitely wouldn't say it's necessarily the worst city if that's what you want. If you're literally coming here to go to an amusement park, if you're coming here to go to Disney, this is the best Disney. If you want to go to a Universal, this is supposed to be the best Universal. So
what do I see over there? Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips. Let's try it out.
Wow, Gordon Ramsay has a place here? Yeah, that sounds good. We're gonna beep in your mouth. All right, I know this might not be the fairest of things, but we are at Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chip Shop here in Orlando. And this is pretty much the only place I plan on eating a meal here in Orlando. So this is where I got my sweet tea at. People might say they're British, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to make anything taste good, and that's fair, that's a reasonable argument. But this is the sweet tea that's gonna have to represent Orlando. I apologize in advance. Let's see what comes out of it. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is like McDonald's level of sweet tea. So, you know, it's not bad sweet tea. McDonald's definitely knows how to make their food addictive.
Pass or fail?
Oh, that's a hard one. Because I feel like I could go to a McDonald's and get this same thing in New Jersey.
That's a fail.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
Yeah.
All right, I got the fish and chips. Lane got the fish and chips plus lobster. Also, I got this beer that they had that I saw was brewed in Lakeland, Florida. Let's see. Now we feast.
You always gotta try no sauce first. See if it was actually cooked well. It has natural flavor.
Oh my god. This orange blossom beer, this orange blossom honey pilsner, really good.
Instantly, this is the best fish element of fish and chips I've ever had. The fish are delicious.
Wow.
The French fries are normal.
He has a lot of sauces. He has, I got sriracha aioli and Gordon Ramsay's special tartar sauce. Let's see.
Yeah, the French fries, they taste normal. Nothing special about that.
Oh my god.
I'll be honest, the lobster, not as good as the fish, weirdly enough. I would usually almost always go the opposite on that.
Alright, you know what? The fries aren't that great, but the fish, dude, they really did a good job on this fish. I think the fish is like a 9.5 out of 10. The fries are like a 5 out of 10. Like, the fries are nothing. The fish, maybe a 9.5 out of 10. They did a really good job on the fish, like, genuinely. And the sriracha aioli is insane too. It goes great with the fish. It's insane. But yeah, this wasn't that expensive either. It was like $30 for both of us, less than $30 for both of us. So I definitely think it's worth a try. All right, now we're headed downtown Orlando, and I'll tell you a little bit about the city. So Florida as a whole is definitely growing very fast. It's one of the top 5 fastest growing states in the United States. And Orlando especially, as you can see from the construction behind me, it's a hub of commerce. It is the heartbeat of Central Florida, along with retirees. Orlando, because of its location around all of the parks, gets 75 million visitors per year. And the Orlando airport is the 27th busiest airport in the entire world. For a city of only 284,000 people in the metro, it really punches above its weight. And one other interesting fact, it has the second biggest college by population in the United States. The University of Central Florida has 70,000 enrolled students.
Well, you fought all the way, Johnny Reb. This is the Confederate section of the Greenwood Cemetery here in Orlando, Florida. This statue actually used to be in a different location here in Orlando, and it stood there for over 100 years before being forced to move here by state government. They didn't want it in that area, so they kind of move it to a more hidden area. But I think this is a good place for it nonetheless, because this is the Confederate section of the graveyard. So let's take a look.
The Dixie flag. This monument shall stand through the years to come as our loving tribute to the Confederate soldier and as a memorial to his heroic courage, his unparalleled devotion, and his unselfish patriotism. Well, they tried to knock it down.
Thankfully, it didn't happen.
Thankfully, it's here instead of in the trash.
1831 to 1913. This is one of the heroes of the Civil War. Private of the 10th Florida Infantry, Confederate States Army. You know, there's not really a lot of good things I could say about Florida. But these brave young men did what they had to.
This is really interesting. This is like a really interesting... I've never been to like a Confederate section of a graveyard.
Oh, I've been to lots.
Oh yeah?
And it's really nice to see that people are still coming out here and paying respects, probably to their own family members, you know? I wish we'd stopped to get some flowers for this place.
This guy did even better. William Martin Tyler, 1845 to 1942. He had
to see Pearl Harbor happen.
He didn't get to see what happened next though, and that's the fun part.
This is one thing, I don't think we've actually mentioned it in any of our Florida series, but Spanish moss, I don't know if it originated in Spain and was brought here as an invasive species, right?
I have no idea.
I think that's the case. I think it's an invasive species brought to the Americas. I could be wrong on that. I'm sure somebody is already typing if that's the case. But it's a real specific aesthetic that I associate personally with pretty much like the Gulf region of the United States. So you can see it in basically Texas all the way through Florida. I don't know how far north it goes, but because I've never been to the Carolinas, so I don't know if it's there. But it's definitely something that you see and you think Louisiana, you think Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Texas. That's something that, you know, very unique to the region. This is actually the site. What year was it?
2003.
This is actually the site of the infamous Trayvon Martin shooting, where he was killed by one of the guys. I don't know, did Zimmerman even live here?
No, yeah, he was. So I believe George Zimmerman was a security guard for this gated community that we snuck into to visit this spot. They don't have any plaque or anything. They don't have anything up. I believe his memorial is actually in a museum. But yeah, Trayvon Martin didn't live here. I think he walked in here and then George Zimmerman saw him and like chased him or something, coming a different direction. Like he tried to like catch up with him to see what he was doing here. And Trayvon Martin was unarmed. George Zimmerman shot him fatally, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it caused a lot of unrest in the United States and would be kind of the catalyst to a lot of stuff that we would see later on across the country, and really brought attention to an issue in the United States that is still being talked about even today.